What's up, y'all?
Welcome back to
Welcome back to the channel, Hunt Recovery. We just don't look for recovery. We hunt for it, no matter how close, no matter how far, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how tall, no matter how short, under stuff, over stuff, in between, under, you know what I'm saying? You'll get the gist. Anyway, we back with another one, y'all, and I want to talk about first. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I want to talk about first is because when we're in our addiction, there's a lot of firsts that we have in our recovery, in which I mean, like, let's say your first car, your first, you know what I'm saying, or the first time that you actually seen the, you know what I'm saying, the sunrise, or actually seen the colors of the leaves in the fall, or you know what I'm saying, because when we're in our addiction, we don't pay attention to none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm 35 years old, and I don't think I had a bank account since I was like 18, because I didn't really, you know what I'm saying, what I need a bank account for. You know what I'm saying? You know? All my money went, you know what I'm saying, was in my pocket if I had any money, or went, you know what I'm saying, straight to drugs or alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't need no bank account. This is the first time I'm about to get a bank account soon. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, it's a lot of first, like first car, you know, I'm about to hopefully get a car soon, so your boy ain't walking, you know what I'm saying? Your boy be walking down the street like these. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, I'm not funny. You're messing up my vibe, bro. Nah, anyway. So,
down the street like this.
Anyway, so the thing about first is, yo, we got it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of firsts, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of bad firsts. You know what I'm saying? We can remember them, like the first time we got arrested, the first time we ran from the cops, the first time that we, you know what I'm saying, got so drunk or whatever, we threw all over the taxi cab. You know what I'm saying? They had to pay the taxi cab extra money. You know what I'm saying? That one goes out to the Uber driver. You know what I'm saying? My sister know about that one. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so we're gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying, first. You know what I mean? It's a lot.
Watch your videos, boy.
She do watch my videos.
Now you didn't.
Now, so thing about it is, y'all, there's a lot of firsts, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about recovery is that we got to enjoy our firsts, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to sit back, you know, like, you know how I used to say, you know what I'm saying, sit back and smell the roses. You know what I'm saying? Actually sit back and smell the roses, because you gotta think about when was the last time, if any time, you actually sat back and smell some roses. You know what I'm saying? I know it's me. I ain't never smelled no goddamn roses. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't smell ether, if y'all know what that means, if y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But I ain't smelled no goddamn roses. So, you know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between the roses and that. You know what I'm saying? So, you talking about first, y'all. And the thing about it is, y'all, when you do hit that first, you know what I'm saying? Don't be nervous and don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Just jump right on that, boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a pony. Just go ahead and ride that horse. But anyway, so you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta just, you know, believe in yourself, because it's gonna be scary, y'all. Because you talking about first, you know, you like, yo, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying, bought no house. I don't know how to fill out these papers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask, you know what I'm saying, somebody how to fill them out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I remember, I'll tell you one thing though, my daughter hurt herself. If y'all seen that little thing on the thing, and my baby mom was parking the car, I went to the hospital with her and stuff like that. And then I went in there with her and stuff like that, and I filled out, you know what I'm saying, I told her name, I had to look at my arm, because I got like all my kids' birthday on my arm.
Not
so,
babies, not victories, but get ready.
Not yet, I will, but we ain't gonna talk about that one though, you know what I'm saying, we ain't gonna talk about that one though, but you know what I'm saying, so I'm like, you know, I had to look at my arm, and I found, you know, tell her birthday and her address and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna lie, that was the first time that I ever did that by myself. You know what I'm saying, I'm talking about first like that, you know what I'm saying, I would never, you know, even if I was there, you know what I'm saying, my baby mama was like, you know, she took care of all that stuff, so I ain't never, you know what I'm saying, and really, and it's crazy to even say this, y'all, but you know what I'm saying, I'm growing up. At 35 years old, I'm growing up, you know what I'm saying, because honestly, you think about, you know what I'm saying, where a person is that was not in addiction at 35 years old, you know what I'm saying? They went to college, they got a career, they got this, you know what I'm saying? They got that, you know, and sometimes they don't, but they at least got their own bank account. You know what I'm saying? It might not have no money in that in that boy, but you know what? They got one though. You know what I'm saying? Like
they can show that off.
I had my first got my first ID, my ID for the first time in years. You know what I'm saying?
And tell them how you lost your last one.
I did lost my last one because I threw it away because I was too drunk. But anyway, what I'm saying though, like the whole thing about the thing I'm saying, the first thing is that you got to, it's a lot of firsts that we gonna end up, you know, coming to counter with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like having a baby sober for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Or I tell you one thing though, and the reason why I brought this up, the reason why I even said this stuff, because you go ahead and you check out my family channel, which is, you know, usually in the description, you know, up above, somewhere over here or somewhere over here. You know what I'm saying? That you will see that me and AJ, you know what I'm saying, we went to Chick-fil-A. They got Chick-fil-A down here and stuff, you know what I'm saying, down here, which it was pretty yummy. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty yummy. But I'm like, she wanted to go, you know what I'm saying, go there or whatever, and I'm like, you know, all right, you know what I'm saying, we go there, we had to go shopping, we was waiting on my mom and them to drop the baby off and stuff like that, so me and Victor and her went to, you know what I'm saying, Chick-fil-A, got us some yum-yums, some gum-gums, you know what I'm saying, but I like, if this was before in my addiction or in my criminal activity though, like, you know, we was talking about it, and like, I would have never stopped there. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, yo, I got to go. You know what I'm saying? I got moves to make. You know what I'm saying? I got deals. I got people would have been blowing my phone up. You know what I'm saying? I would have been trying to go to the store, hit a lick right quick. You know what I'm saying? Or I would have been like hurrying up or half drunk or something like that. So I wouldn't have never stopped and experienced, you know what I'm saying, that Chick-fil-A. I probably would have told her that's some nasty stuff. I'm not wasting my money on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But actually, it was good. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't even gave it a chance, though, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I was, you know what I'm saying, in my addiction. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. I never used to give anything a chance. So, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it was back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always made excuse. You know what I'm saying? Even with my kids or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I always made excuse. They'd be like, Dad, can we go to the park? I'd be like, no. You know what I'm saying? Dad, can we go bowling? I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Got some money, but you know that money went for somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I had that, you know, it was already planned in my head to go give me a bottle, get drunk. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, it's crazy. And, you know, and that's the thing that, you know, kids think about. So it's like, you know, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that I wouldn't have did in my addiction, you know what I'm saying, when back then. You know what I'm saying? But the story that I'm trying to say, and the reason why I'm saying that is because, guys, if you give things a chance, you know what I'm saying, and like I said, and we had a good time, you know what I'm saying, it was good. You know what I'm saying? I made a little video, a little Chick-fil-A video about the thing, about the chicken, you know what I'm saying, the chicken sandwich, you know what I'm saying? But she tried to eat on my chicken sandwich anyway, you know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That's for a different story, a different time, you know what I'm saying? Okay, how bad mama always eat your food and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't the point. Point is that was pretty good, guys, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of firsts, guys, a lot of firsts there, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things, you know what I'm saying, that you got to deal with, that you're going to have. Like, you're going to look up and be like, oh, I can't believe I got me a bank account. I can't believe that I got a car payment, guys. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe that I'm about to buy a house. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you would never thought that you will ever do that. You know what I'm saying? Before. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, guys, you always got to remember one thing, and that is that you deserve it, and that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? If all these people out here can get it, you can get it too. You know what I'm saying? That's just a point blank body. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about first, like I said, though, don't get scared. You know what I'm saying? It might be what it is. You know what I'm saying? And don't settle for less. You know what I'm saying? Don't settle for less either. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you one thing though. I know a lot of people out there like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you know, they just getting out of a bad relationship and they, you know, getting in recovery and stuff like that. You need to recover. You know what I'm saying? Guess what, guys? Don't settle for less. Don't go back to that same old bad relationship because you scared of a new relationship. You know what I'm saying? A first relationship, somebody that's gonna treat you right, or somebody that's gonna treat you good. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be first. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is it's gonna be a first experience of getting treated like you should be. You know what I'm saying? Treated. You know what I'm saying? Type stuff. And that's real talk. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? Learn that. Dang, you know what I'm saying? You know. A couple of times, you feel me? Not like a point of like that, but like, you know, in the point of like letting myself know that I deserve something good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and I'm gonna tell you one thing though, it's gonna take work. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely gonna take work. So don't be scared of the work. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work. You gotta work. You gotta work. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So don't be discouraged about it and don't worry about it and just do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? First are good, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I said though, you're gonna experience stuff that you ain't never experienced before. You're gonna be like, oh man, I ain't never known the sky was blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never know the sun was yellow, orange, or green, or whatever the color. I ain't even look at the sun yet, so I ain't even had that first yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never had no sunglasses to look at the sun. You know what I'm saying? But you might want to look at the stars or something, and you be like, oh, I seen the Jupiter, or the Big Dipper, or the Big Ripper, or the Big Zipper. You know what I'm saying? You don't never know. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a lot of firsts and stuff. So you know what I mean? Or you like, man, I ain't never bought me a new outfit or a new pair of shoes since 1967. You know what I'm saying? Type stuff.
Stop saying that. You wasn't even born in 1967.
But they might have been born in 1967. You don't know. The heck? You don't know how old they is. So anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, like you don't know. You don't know what, you know what I'm saying? You know, it might be a first, you know what I'm saying, time, you know what I'm saying, even doing anything, buying you a new hat. You know what I'm saying? Buying you a pair of underwear. You know what I'm saying? You only had used underwear. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? You deserve some underwear, some new underwear. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about it and go ahead and get you some new underwear. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be a lot of firsts out here, guys, and that's just the way it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So don't even worry about that. Don't even, you know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to even try it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the first time you going on vacation. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never left your city. But you know what? When you go ahead and you get you a good job because you ain't spending all your money on alcohol and drugs or whatever the case may be, or going back to jail and have to spend all your money on bond or you know what I'm saying? Or payments or whatever the freak the thing may be, you know what I'm saying, then you'll be able to save money to go on vacation. You'll be able to go to Hawaii or Jamaica or whatever. Maybe not right away. So don't just sit there and be like, oh, it's been a year. And he said, I'm going to go to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? It might not be right away. It might be 3 years. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to start off slow because recovery is a journey. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no short, you know what I'm saying?
Said and done.
Yeah, you got to, it's going to be a while before you probably gonna get to that point. But you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I said something about AJ said something to me yesterday, and I'm like, okay, I explained to her. She said, how is all these people that was in, you know what I'm saying, addiction, and they're in recovery now having all this money? Like, you know, she seen a post on Facebook. I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying?
It's because they actually end up trying.
Well, what the thing about it is too, though. What I always say, guys, we resilient. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna knock us down because we've been knocked down 50,000 times. You know what I'm saying? We've been locked up and chewed up and spit out. You know what I'm saying? And stepped on and twisted and threw out the window and then back in. You know what I'm saying? You got to get back right up, and we usually do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we is. So once we get sober and we find that career or whatever or that good job, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We can get that money. We can, you know what I'm saying, stack that money, especially, you know what I'm saying, because we ain't never had no first, you know what I'm saying? That's the first time that we had $1,000 in cash in a long time. And we like, yo, I'm about to save this $1,000. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. I'll tell you one thing, guys. I'll tell you a little story real quick, like why quick. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to AJ, and then you seen one of my videos. I think it was like I was walking down the street, walking past Walmart or something, and I was talking about something about she spent, or my mom or somebody spent a lot of money at the dang on store, and you know, and that was back then when I had, you know what I'm saying, still jitters quitters. You know what I'm saying, about doing criminal activity, and they spent like $300 on the goddamn on thing, and I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I actually said something about budgeting. You know what I'm saying? Me actually saying something about budgeting. You know what I'm saying? AJ watched that video and she was like, I ain't never ever heard you say something about no dang on budgeting. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, which is true. You know what I'm saying? Your boy didn't budget. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, well, what you need? I could used to be able to get it whenever I wanted, whatever I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So what was the budget? You know what I'm saying? But now I'm like budgeting because I'm like, yo, I kind of like, you know what I'm saying, having a little bit of money and not have to spend it on drugs and alcohol, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Or I kind of like being able to go to the store and buy something new. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, it's going to be like that, guys. So, you know what I'm saying? So she's like, oh, well, how they got all this money, you know, just coming out of, you know, addiction and in recovery because we, you know what I'm saying, we ain't never had no money. You know what I'm saying? So when we get some money, that's brand new. So we just taking that money and investing in it and doing this and doing that and, you know what I'm saying, using it in positive things. And the thing about it is, guys, like I always say, that you put good things out in the world, you're going to get good things back. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it goes. So, then again, you know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you one, you know what I'm saying, one other thing right quick. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of first, I ain't never had no goddamn no laptop. Actually, I have a laptop. I ain't gonna lie. I never used it though. Never used it. Nope. And I ain't see, you know, got a laptop for AJ. Then what I do? Turn around and sell that boy. You know what I'm saying? Call my homeboy. Hey, you need a laptop, bro? Hey, I got this sweet laptop. You know what I'm saying? You can dial. This thing is super fast, super fast. I'm telling you, it can do everything. You know what I'm saying? You can even touchscreen. Well, no touchscreen. You can even call Mars. You can't call Mars. You can call Jupiter. You can't call Jupiter. But I sure enough told him that too, though. I ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I ain't never had no freaking laptop. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a laptop and I got this and I got that. And you know what I'm saying? And I got all these firsts is what I'm saying, guys. And you know what I'm saying? It feels good that, you know what I'm saying, have that. But it took me a while to get there, though. It wasn't overnight. You know what I'm saying? I've been recovery for almost a year now, guys, and I'm just now getting back up to, you know what I'm saying, getting things that like normal people have. For real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. My freaking daughter got a laptop. Might be a school laptop, but hey, it's a laptop though. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, in general, that's just the way it goes. You know, like, we got stuff that, you know, we getting stuff that we ain't never had before is the point. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and the main thing that I can say about first two though, is the first thing that you're gonna notice, you're gonna have respect. You're gonna have people that trust you now. You know what I'm saying? And that is a big thing. And that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think about that, like how my kids trust me and you know what I'm saying? And show me, you know what I'm saying? Not saying like that my kids ain't love me, but they amazed and they like, oh, well, like I believe in my dad. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that they didn't believe in their dad before, but just saying like I showed them that you know what I'm saying? I'm working to get better for them, for me, for, you know what I'm saying, my life. That because like I said before, that my life isn't, you know, it's worth me living. You know what I'm saying? It's worth me being around for them. And not locked up, and they come to see me or have to call them over the phone, and they say, oh, would you like to take this collect call? If you will, press 1. You know what I'm saying? Type stuff.
And another thing is wait, what was that? Never mind.
What? Yeah, but anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like that's for real.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to do some hard things and he's the one that's actually bringing me up and showing me, oh, life might be hard, but you can always fix that.
Yep. That's true. Yep.
I told AJ that earlier.
That is true. And that's like hard to believe because like she ain't never came with me with her problems before. You know what I'm saying? She, you know what I'm saying? Not like to my kids ain't talk to me, but they ain't talk to me about serious stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, not saying I didn't love my kids or whatever, but I was just so far in my addiction and so far into what I was trying to do, and I was being selfish that I didn't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Even the other day ago, I'll give you one example before I get off here. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you one example, and it was crazy. I was at the hospital, and my daughter told me, she was at the hospital with me, and she told me, she said, oh, because everybody know, you know, I got to get some teeth and stuff at the front, you know what I'm saying? But that wasn't from addiction. That was from I got teeth knocked out by a shovel. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, that trouble went bam! You know what I'm saying? Spitting out teeth everywhere. You know what I'm saying? When I was doing construction. But anyway, so if y'all was wondering, yeah, that's what that's from. You watch my other video, I explain that. But anyway, old news, whatever. But I'm saying, like, we was at the hospital and she was like, oh, I had to get false teeth too. I said, no, you didn't. She was like, yeah, I did. I swear, I'm not lying. I said, you lying, bro. You ain't got no dang on false teeth or some stuff like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, I swear, I am. She was like, I'll call mom and ask her. So she called her mom, and her mom was like, yeah. But at first I thought her mom was lying too, just because, you know, they was playing, trying to trick me or something. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, no, honestly. She was like, they got knocked out by a dog. Not her first teeth, her whole teeth, but like the bottom of her two front teeth. So they had to put like half dentures or something in it or something like that. But my point is, guys, that I didn't even know that. Her mom was like, I called you and told you, because I'm like, you know how, trying to be a good dad, like, I was always there or something. You know how it'd be like, oh, no, you never called me. She was like, oh, yeah, I did call you. And I told you, I said, well, if you call me, what I say then? Because I would have been, I would have been there. You know what I'm saying? No one got down there. I wouldn't have been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, it had made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? I had to act like I would have been. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, I did call you. And you said, well, let me know what happens. And I'm like, yo, I don't remember that at all. But, you know what I'm saying? You lose time. You know what I'm saying? Your addiction. So, I mean, she could have called me. I'm sure she did. She probably wasn't lying to me. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy. So that's what I was just trying to say. But anyway. You already know, I gotta get off here. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, guys. You already know your boy always busy, but I am never too busy for y'all, and that's for sure. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you already know what I say, and just remember, when they first come up, just take them, you know what I'm saying, and enjoy them. You feel me? For sure. But y'all already know what I say. Always say, I'm super proud of you, and you. You know what I'm saying? Put like and subscribe. You already know there's a little picture of my face right here on the side of the screen, right here, about right there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and click that. Subscribe for your boy. Go ahead and do what's up. You know what I'm saying? Give it a fat thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Like it. Put your comments down below. Turn your notifications on when your boy drop that fire. You already been notified of the situation. You know what I'm saying? And you already know I'm out. Peace.